Hello everybody, the Nameless Narcissist here once again, a simple man diagnosed with NPD, giving you the facts on narcissistic personality disorder and things going on in my head. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, but keep in mind, I am no clinician, I can only speak my experiences. So I decided to bring back the car ride videos because I find it way easier to think when I'm just kind of like driving, and also I don't have to worry about somebody walking in on my videos because that's gotten really annoying, and I get really paranoid that people won't hear me, whatever. Anyways, I was thinking today about how I always need my exes to be friends with me, because this is something that I know that I do, and I've been having a really hard time kind of figuring out why. Generally, well, I mean, there's a couple reasons that I know consciously, but I'm not sure about like it in its entirety. Like I know that obviously I want people to like me, and I need them to like me, and the only way to manage impressions is through having them in your life, right? And I think, but also a big part of it is, oh gosh, the window just went down. I want to let some air in, but I also don't want the audio to get really shitty, so I'm very confused. Anyways, but and a big part of it too is like, I'm afraid what they're going to say to their friends, which is really weird, right? Like if they don't like me, then they're going to start slandering me to everybody else. I need to make sure that doesn't happen by managing impressions and by keeping them in my life. I also really try to like, and also it's like, I also don't want to cut off like potential social avenues too, because like that's an issue I've been having lately, is because like I lost like a lot of people I would socialize with, I can't socialize with anymore because they were like friends with my friend. I mean, they were friends with my ex and stuff, and primarily my ex's friends, which sucks. That's a whole world of self-esteem juice I've just been robbed of. But, and it gets like, and also I feel like it might be an abandonment thing. Like I'm always, because it's like, if I break up with somebody, I'm not being abandoned. They're still in my life. They still like exist. It's just, but then when they're not, like that, like, because I got abandonment anxiety once when I broke up with a girl, and I was like, okay, we're still gonna be friends, we promise we're still gonna be friends, stuff like that. But I got like really upset when she decided that like she didn't want to be like in my life anymore, and I'm not sure why. It was so weird. I guess abandonment and stuff, but whatever. I'm sure a lot of people assume that it's for the purpose of like getting back, like, you know, having like a backup and stuff like that. And for me, no, I don't have backups in terms of relationships. That might just be because I'm not one of those narcissists. I usually rely on like my social networks as opposed to like relationships for my self-esteem juice and supply, or whatever you want to call it, which it's something I've been thinking about lately. It feels like there's two types of narcissists. One's like me, who don't give two shits about a partner, and I just use my friends, and those people are just being used for like, as like arm candy to like show off to people. And then the narcissists who like are like, oh, like a relationship is a stable source of self-esteem juice and supply and stuff like that. I don't relate to those people like at all. It honestly, like, I always find like relying on like one person kind of pathetic. Diversify your portfolios, people. Your narcissistic supply portfolios. But yeah, I don't really keep like people around as backups. I don't want to return to an old ex because that seems pathetic. I'm just recycling something I already got all the self-esteem juice I could out of that person. If I'm dating them purely for self-esteem regulation, then there's no reason to keep them around anymore after we break up. I've already slept with them, which, you know, like, yes, that sounds shitty, I know, but like, I'm trying to be real here. I've already slept with them. I've already dated them. Like, there's no new, I already got all the self-esteem juice I possibly could out of them. So I wouldn't understand why, unless like I was just like horny or something, but like, even then, that just seems like a lot of work to keep somebody around just so, you know, I can get laid maybe at some point. So yeah, I don't really do that. Unless they break up with me and I'm trying to be like kind of a piece of shit, and like I'm trying to be kind of a piece of shit and like manipulate them back into being I don't do this anymore, obviously, but like, unless I'm being kind of a piece of shit and trying to manipulate them back into a relationship with me. That's the only time I can see myself keeping them around for that purpose, if I was not ready for that breakup to happen. If I'm still like really caught up over this person. Like, and this is actually an issue I'm having right now, is that my most recent ex, she broke up with me, and I want to be friends with her for like multiple reasons, like social reasons, and because, you know, I did like her, and I do still want to be her friend. She was one of the people I felt like the most close with in my life. But I find myself like just fighting this like urge to like do these subtle little manipulations or like guilt trips and shit like that to try to like pressure her back into being my partner again, which I'm like, this fucking sucks. And it's not, and again, it's not like I'm doing that to like use her for I don't have that urge because I'm like, I'm going to use her for self-esteem regulation. It's because I genuinely feel like I genuinely have like this kind of despair over the fact that I'm not with her anymore. Like it feels like whenever I see her in person, it feels like I'm being like stabbed in the chest, which I'm not exactly sure what emotion that is. Probably something like similar to heartbreak or whatever. The narcissistic like equivalent to heartbreak, I'm sure. Because I genuinely want to be back with her, but it's weird. I know that I know that I shouldn't be with her, right? If like my logical brain tells me like, oh yeah, like, you know, that didn't work, we shouldn't be together. But like my emotional brain makes me want to do that, and it just sucks. And it's like it just feels so natural. Like just these things just occur to me that are like, oh, if I said this, it would make them feel like this, or feel guilty for like breaking up with me or something. I don't do it, but it's just like this knee-jerk reaction. And I also feel like, I don't know why, even when I break up with somebody, even when I'm completely done with them, when they move on, it pisses me off. Like, it's super weird. And I know that sounds terrible, I know. But it's like, I think it's just because, like, I expect them to be obsessed with me forever. It's not even that I want them. It's just that, like, it hurts my pride knowing that they have moved on from me. And I have to, like, tell myself sometimes, it's like, oh, they haven't moved on. They're still thinking about me. They just, like, you know, they just can't be single forever. And, like, it's like, if I had my disordered way, and, like, this is not, like, if I was unaware and stuff like that, I would, like, make it so, like, no girl ever moved on from me. It's like, I remember, it's like, I would have like my harem of like girls who were interested in me, and and one of them would actually get a boyfriend because I wasn't committing to anybody, and I'd be like, how dare you? I wouldn't say that, but I would get like kind of pissy and short with them. It's weird, and it's like, and okay, here's the thing, and I do want to empathize the fact that, like, yes, like, the self-esteem regulation is like a huge part in all of this, and like probably one of the biggest motivating factors. But it's not like I didn't enjoy their company. Like, it's not like that wasn't like the only reason. I wasn't just manipulating them for the reason of just like having them around. It's just that, like, when your entire being is based around trying to make yourself feel good about yourself, everything takes on that hue at some point. Everything is going to be like it's a part of everything. It's not the only thing, right? Like with my YouTube channel, right? Like, part of my motivation is attention. That's not like the only thing, though. Not even close to the only thing, especially nowadays. But it's going to be part of it. And so when I talk about things like this, and when I talk about like the self-esteem regulation aspects, keep in mind it's probably not the only reason. I mean, there have been some women in my life who I've like led on that has been the only reason, but generally there were like people that I enjoyed having around. Like, I enjoyed like their friendship and stuff like that. I found them entertaining, and like, you know, I had fun with them. I didn't really connect with them. I couldn't really connect with most of them. Though I would try. Well, not very hard. Well, I just didn't know how, right? Like, how do I try something when I don't even know like the first step of how to like achieve it? I guess I wanted to, is what I should say. But I just kind of gave up on it. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. This one's a really weird one, because this is one of the things that's like, I don't have great insight in. It's just kind of like, oh, I know that I need this person to still be in my life, despite the fact that we're broken up, and I'm not entirely sure why. Like, other than like kind of the reasons I've already given. Like, and this has been the case forever. The only time, but like then again, sometimes when like there's a girl who's like particularly not over me, and like I'm just kind of like, the only exception is when like the person is like very much not over me, and it's taking a lot of energy for me to be able to like maintain the relationship with them, like the friendship with them. And then like they'll cut me off for whatever reason. I'll be like, oh, thank God, I don't have to deal with that anymore. God. See, and this is like an issue, right? When it comes to interpreting a narcissist's behavior, it's like, oh, well, why did my narcissist do this? It's like, I just gave you guys like 20 reasons why a narcissist might want you still in their life. Like, there's never one answer. There's never one homogenous answer. And like my answers would probably be different than any other narcissist. It's like really impossible to say why any one narcissist does anything, like without like knowing exactly who they are or like asking them. And then again, even when you ask them, they don't fucking know half the time. I don't know most of the time. But yeah, so it's weird. I don't know. Sorry, exes who I keep in my life. But anyways, yep. So that's basically it. Take your fucking meds, please.